problems we're dealing with getting our resources to market are political problems, but it's not politics that's going to solve the problem. I think it's working people like you, me, and all the people watching right now at home getting involved in these things. But yeah, it was an eventful rally, to say the least. Unfortunately, I wasn't even able to say what I wanted to say because there was one protester there, and she got really ugly, and she was just screaming in people's faces. But I like that guy, Scott Moe. It was almost like he'd put some imaginary earplugs in, and he just totally ignored her and gave an excellent speech. But me, Sheila, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. And if someone's screaming into my ear, it's very difficult to organize my thoughts to speak to the people. But it was a good rally. And you know, something that really warmed my heart was I seen both the Ironworkers Union and the United Steelworkers Union. They showed up. And that's something amazing because it's not just riggers that are showing up, you know, in support of these things. It's not just oil field trucking. It's all Canadians. Like right now I'm driving, we just drove past Lumsden, Saskatchewan, and outside of Regina is the Evraz plant where the United Steelworkers have a lot of guys working. That's where all the pipe for Trans Mountain is going to be manufactured, right? These guys have an interest in it too. There were many people there, and it was 30 below. So all those cosplay anarchist hippie dorks, they're all home in their mom's basement. They didn't have time to show up today because it was too cold. There was one person that showed up, but she was extremely loud and extremely rude. And unfortunately, I think the media is probably going to make her the center of the story.
You know, you raise a very interesting point. The United Steelworkers were there in force. Because I think the union leadership very seldom represents the blue-collar guys who are actually working in the factories to build that pipe. The union leadership often supports anti-resource development attitudes and parties, whereas the guys on the ground, that flies directly in the face of what they're trying to do. So like you, it warms my heart to see those guys there. When I was in Nisku at the truck convoy, I also saw a pretty heavy union contingent there supporting the truckers. So, you know, it's great to see these guys turn out.
Definitely. And I mean, like, that's why guys got to go to CLAC, the scab union, because if they go to their legitimate union, there just isn't the work on the board, you know? And then when they see someone like, say, Gil McGowan, who goes before the National Energy Board submitting things in opposition to pipelines. But of course, now that Miss Notley's in support of pipelines, that guy changes his tune, man. They're not fooling anyone. But the workers on the ground, they're feeling it just like everyone else. Pipe fitters, steam fitters, electricians, boiler makers, cladders, millwrights, plumbers, all these guys, they want to work same as us. And oil and gas is what runs Canada, and in particular Western Canada. So yeah, I was really impressed that such a strong union contingent showed out. And that's going to be key for working class people to retake our spot and make sure that politicians are working for us and not the other way around like it currently stands.
That's an excerpt from my weekly show, The Gun Show. It airs every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Each week, I bring you an informal interview with an interesting newsmaker or citizen activist you might not have heard of, but who is making a big difference in Canadian politics. And we'll talk about issues in a way you'll never see done in the mainstream media. To subscribe, go to therebel.media/shows.